Thanks for joining us today and welcome back to our Sitka Layering Guide series where we're going through a bunch of Sitka gear to help you pick what's best in your layering system. Today we are looking at the Sitka Apex Hoody. This is an awesome piece for the bow hunter, really super quiet and really versatile. It's a good mid layer. So we're going to go over the details of this. This is a pretty unique piece with some really unique features, particularly for a base layer, mid-weight type of a layer. So we're going to go over all of that. We've been testing all of this Sitka gear over the last couple of years, so really wanted to bring our experience to you so you can really pick what is going to be best in your layering system as you're building that. As always, really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button for us and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I'll put links to that down in the description, as well as a link to our website, backwoodspursuit.com. Tons of gear reviews over there, and a link to the Apex Hoodie, so if you want to check it out for yourself. Let's jump into this review. All right, so the Sitka Apex Hoodie. Now, if you're like me, you start looking at what Sitka offers, and there's a number of pieces in this kind of weight range that are similar, so you're wondering what's going to be best for my specific situation. This is really designed for the archery hunter, and there's a couple of reasons for that. It's a merino nylon blend, so it's super quiet, really designed that way for bow hunters. It's a standard fit, so it's meant to be something that could be a base layer if you wanted it to be for later season, but also because of the standard fit, you have a little bit more room to layer underneath it if you want to. So this really, during archer season, oftentimes could be your outer layer. And now there's a lot of things that go into the build of this, we'll go over in just a minute, that make this capable of being outer layer and not getting torn up too quickly. But it's really great that way. It has some unique pocket features here as well. Other unique features here, you've got elbow pads that come with this. And on the elbow side here, one of the design features is that you have the merino blend with nylon. So the nylon is in the higher wear areas, like down here on the shoulders and the elbows. The elbow pad's going to go right in there. So if you're someone who does a lot of crawling, stalking, you spot and stalk, those elbow pads can save your elbows and be more comfortable. As you can see here on the way that this is designed, here on the shoulders, and then on the back here, the back of your shoulders here, you've got the nylon, and then down onto the elbows is the nylon as well. And then the rest of it is your merino. So it's going to breathe really well in the main part of your body and keep you cool. The merino does a good job of that, but also going to give you the higher strength nylon in the high wear areas so you don't wear this thing out really quickly. Now you have a hood, which I really do like in a piece like this. Sometimes we'll be using that just for either warmth or keep the sun off your neck and back. So that's really nice. And then you also have your integrated face mask, which I really like as well, particularly for your archery hunting. Now, as far as pockets here, this has one in the front here, and it's one larger pocket. As you can see, it's pretty good size. But then on the inside of this, you have little nylon separated compartments, say a rangefinder, if you want to put calls in there or whatnot. Kind of unique. In all practical use, being that where that's located right here in the front, it's kind of in a no man's land for me personally. I've got my chest harness for my binoculars, then my pack here. So it's kind of hard to access in all reality. So functionality on that particular placement of the pocket is kind of tough for me, but that might depend on your specific setup, what harness you're using, what pack you're using, and all that sort of thing. It's kind of a cool idea though, if it's a place that you can use it, you've got the compartments in there, and kind of cool that way. You do have just one chest pocket here as well, and it's a larger one, so that's kind of nice. Again, that's kind of hidden by your harness if you have one of those. For your binoculars, but it's a lot bigger pocket than, say, the Ascent or the Core series. So it's a nice large pocket there. So you have a lot of pockets in this piece as well, which is kind of nice. Now, as far as weight, this is a little bit heavier piece. It's really a midweight. It's about 20 ounces for a size large. So it's not nearly as lightweight as, say, the heavyweight hoodie. So depending on what you're doing, this may or may not be the best piece for you. The heavyweight hoodie is going to be similar in warmth, but it's not going to breathe nearly as well as this, being that this is merino. So merino is a lot better if you're real active, but then need to sit down and whatnot and cool off. So a little more versatile than the heavyweight hoodie, but similar warmth, just a little more weight because of that merino. All right, throwing this on here, you can see because of that standard fit, you have more room in the body. You can layer underneath this really well. Now I use this early season as well as a layering piece later on in the season. So I would say, you could pick up this piece or the Core heavyweight, depending on what you are going to use the most, because it works well as both. As I mentioned, you've got the nylon here on the elbows, so you're not going to wear out that elbow, because nylon is a lot more durable than your merino. Merino is just going to get holes a lot quicker, so especially if you're wearing those elbow pads and doing any crawling, that's going to really save the life of this piece. And that also goes on the shoulders here as well. As you can see, you've got a little bit longer piece all the way around, which I do like in this weight of a piece on a mid layer like this. That pocket here, like we talked about there. And then, like I mentioned, this is the location of this pocket is, if I had my binocular harness on right here, I couldn't see what's in this pocket. Even though it's kind of a cool idea. You got a couple, 2 or 3 pockets or nylon pockets inside of the pocket to kind of keep things organized. You know, it may or may not work for you if you're maybe doing, you know, blind hunting, sitting on a water hole or something like that for antelope. That might be a cool idea, but if you're doing a lot of spot and stock, have your binoculars on you, that's going to not be as usable, especially wearing a pack. So something to keep in mind there. But overall, a really nice piece. The hood, I really like the hood as well. And like your core lightweight, you've got the ability to pull your face mask over the top here. I can either tuck it back like I had it, or you can put it on here and go ahead and use it for your concealment purposes. Real nice that way. So real functional. It's a great piece to have. You know, it's great for warm weather and can be used as a layering piece later on in the season for once you get down to some cold weather. So that's how I use it. That's how I liked it. It's super versatile as well. A little on the heavy side for the warmth that you get. That core heavyweight is a warmer piece for the weight, but it kind of depends on what you need and what you're going to use the most. So that is the Sitka Apex Hoodie. Drop any questions or comments for us down there. I'd love to help you out and get you pointed in the right direction. And I'll put a link to the Apex down there as well in the description for you. Next up, we're going to look at the gradient hoodie. That's really more of a type of piece where you're doing a lot of sitting, you know, tree stands, waterfowl. It's really in their waterfowl line, but I did use it as an insulating piece and even an outer layer while doing glassing and that sort of thing while I was big game hunting. So come check that out. That'll be the next video in this series. Thanks for watching here today, and we'll see you next time.